All right, Sully and I in the Showtime basement. And you know what that means, man. It's time for another practice run and fun. Let's go ahead and get this thing dialed in. There we go. All right. Got a new lens going on and some lighting, so I'm messing around with that. Just wanted to go over, have a short video about who do you blame if you're losing, man? You blame the dice? You blame the other players? Gotta blame the dealers, right? They're bad. They're rooting against you. Yeah, the only person you got to blame is the person throwing, you. And wanted to talk about that because I went to the casino last weekend and it wasn't as a ceremonious time as I'd like. Last time I went, as you saw maybe on my last video, did pretty well. This time didn't do so well. Lost $400, which I don't like to lose. Could have been worse, obviously. It's a good roll. It's a 3. But so just kind of wanted to look at, hey, what do you do when you lose? Go back to the drawing board and question everything? Or do you kind of just get back to basics here and try and figure out what could you have done differently to maximize the win or minimize your loss? So for me, we're always working our come out throw. Got 160 across. For me, there were a few things that happened. That's a good roll. That's a 9. That's our number. A few things that happened that I wanted to talk about, and maybe they happened to you. First and foremost, it was busy there. And I got there, it's a Saturday night. Got there at 5 o'clock. They sent me a free room. So what am I going to do? Go down and play for an hour and then go to my room? Hell no. I'm down there from 5 o'clock at night until frickin' 4 in the morning having fun. Wasn't drinking really, but just trying to win, trying to get the momentum, be there at the right place. The other thing that I tend to do, and it's part of the formula, right? You got to have discipline and you got to have confidence. Well, I've got enough confidence in my throw. Right, except, of course, as soon as I say that, I throw a long ball. That went off the table. Got enough confidence in my throw that I know I can win. And I also have confidence in this 6-3, 3-5 set. 6-3, 3-5. Okay? So, the 6-3 is a 9, then you got an 8, you've got a 5, you've got a 6. Inside, you're looking at an 8. Outside, you're looking at a 6. So, for me, on this roll, this dice set works better for me, hands down, than the Hardway set. So I'm not changing that. If I'm having a tough night, I've got to look at other places. I've got to look at my consistency with my throw. Right there, my last throw is a perfect example. I've got a lot of room for improvement on my throw consistency. There's another long ball. That one's a 10, hard 10. That one landed on the table, so we'll count that. But the problem is I've got to stay focused and, maybe talking and throwing less focus. But I know at the casino it was very, very crowded. So I didn't get the nice spot that I want at stick left 1. Shoot, I threw it from the hook a lot of the night. And I threw 6 different times. And out of 6 times, that was a good roll. Another 3. Out of 6 times, I only won 2 of my throws, which is very poor. But out of those 6 times, another 2, I 7'd out on my 8th roll. So when I analyze what happened, I'm going to go ahead and switch my short game to 7 because I'd much rather win. And those 2 rolls right there, I had 280 on the 6, I had 120 on the 8. I had 100 on the 9. I mean, there was a lot of money out there. And if I were to get out of the game right then, that in itself would have saved me from losing. A lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas, armchair quarterbacking. But that's what you have to do. You have to look at what's winning, what's not winning, and then try and figure it out. There's a 6. That's a good roll right there. So I've got a lot of confidence in what I'm doing with this dice set. I've got a good confidence in my grip. I don't have the consistency that I need to have with my throw, but it's consistent enough to win usually. Like I said, my average is about 12 to 14 rolls down here. Again, in this scenario with the unofficial table. But I'm not going to blame the casino. I'm not going to blame the dealers. I've got to blame myself, and I also have to look at, you know, the discipline side of the game and what did I do the whole night. Oh, that was way short. That I could have improved on, and one could have been to sit and not bet until people roll 5 times. And I know better, and that's what I know I should do that. And of course I didn't. And that cost me big time. I also did some hedge betting, and you know, that didn't work out. So, you know, all in all, it was, hey, I earned a ton of points because I played for solid 9 or 10 hours minus my, you know, dinner and all that. There's a good roll over the top. Man, this thing, got to build a table here soon. But got to learn from the mistake, and it's okay to have one mistake. I mean, I've gone to the casino, like I said, including the cruise, 14 times now over the 9 months or whatever it's been, and only lost twice. So really can't complain with that, but I want to win every time. There's a 5. This dice set tends to throw mostly inside numbers and mostly score hits. So we're only at 4 score hits right now, and I've hit different numbers each time, so that kind of minimizes how much you're winning. Because we're only pumping up. If I hit 3 or 4 9s in a row, we can get this thing cranked up. But that's the way it is. You got to be happy and not be greedy. And certainly when I'm at the casino, I don't think I'm greedy. Yeah, obviously I want to maximize my wins, but I also want to have fun and bet and hopefully win, obviously. There's an 8, so now we've hit pretty much every number different. So what do you do when you're struggling? You know, the one thing I don't want to do is have 14 different dice sets in my bag that I've got to kind of think about and worry about. That's just not my game, and that'll never be my game. I need to make sure that I'm in a situation where, you know, I've got to have some constants, and then I've got to work on the other variables. So the constant's going to be my dice set, and the variables are, you know, I think my grip is constant for sure, but then the other variable is where am I landing my dice. There we go. That was right in the crack. 6. Very close to a perfect throw there. That's what I'm looking for. Just a real short hop. Alright. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more score hit, and we'll see how much we have here, which it doesn't look like very much, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to focus on my line there, my cheater line, which helps me down here a little bit. Can't really put that on the line at the casino. They frown against that. There's a great roll right there, and a yo. So, again, now these are more non-score hits than I normally have with this dice set, because that's 9 rolls right there in 6 score hits. Usually out of 9 rolls, I'm at 8 score hits. So we got to roll again, no problem. Yep, first roll at the casino, I rolled a 7, come out 7, so lost 160 right off the bat, and just kind of worked my way around from there. What do we got there? That's my .9. Beautiful. All right, we hit the point finally. So at that point, I pay my 9. Let's take a look at what I got here for winnings, and I won't bore you on the camera. I'm going to bring my bets back down to my original 160 across, and let's see how we did with this lesser amount of throwing. All right. So what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. $330 to the good. So put $330 in my rack. I still have my original 160 out there. So I'm in the same spot as I was when I started. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and we're going to roll and see how many rolls we can get, and just each time I hit a number, it'll be 35 bucks, and be happy with that. And as usual, we always work in our come out throw. That's a hard 8. Feels good when you win, that's for sure. It really feels lousy when you lose, isn't it? And I was tempted in the morning because I really didn't get much sleep and I had to get back home. My life is really to see my granddaughter, and she came by on Sunday, so I hustled back home. Didn't give into the into the temptation of going back down and just trying my luck. That's an 8, and that's our point. Right there's the 8, if you can see it. So, point hit, boom, back on it. Get our winnings here. Put the 8 back up. $10 on the 1. So that's not too bad. That's a quickie point. We're working our come out throw, and we'll see what we can do here. So I guess the whole point is, if you're losing, don't blame other people, don't blame the dice, don't blame anything. Try and figure out what's going on and what the problem is and adjust. That's a hard 10. If you can make that adjustment, for me personally, my adjustment is I need to work on my discipline. That's obvious to me. If I'm disciplined and I'm not betting on everybody, guess what happens? I don't lose that much money. I don't put my faith in other people that I don't know. I've got to get out of the mindset of the recreational gambler and get back into the mindset of a winning gambler. You know, not even trying to gamble. Actually, a winning craps player. But, you know, the funny thing is, when I go with my brother, we both seem to win. When we go separate, we don't. There's a hard 6. So I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying, I guess I need to be making sure he's with me. There's their hard 6. All right. Pay 6, $35. Boring, but I'm happy because I could just as easily have lost that. So. Here we go again. Let's see what we can do here. You gotta play the short game, Mike. And I do. That I understand. The short game is ingrained in me now. Of course, my short game was 8. That's a 5. Gonna make a minor adjustment, put it to 7, so I may not win as much. I may want to back my bets down and then put them back up sooner. That I'll do that as well sometimes. I'll pump my bets back up if I'm on a roll like right now. you know, that 5, I can make that a $50 5 now. So if I hit another 5, you know, now I'd be winning 75 for 5. I like to play that one. $70 win, so I just throw them $5 and they throw me 3 green, and I'm a happy camper. That's the other thing I keep forgetting to do. There's a 6, is follow through on my throw too. That's the other one I talked about in my last game, my last video. I got to make sure that my arm doesn't stop. It's got to follow through, because if it follows through, then the dice are going to land a little closer to where I'm aiming. And if I don't do that, a lot of times I'll short arm it, it'll come way short, or I'll kind of force it, and then guess what? It's going off the table because it bounced, or you know, it bounced long. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Gotta stay disciplined. Let me just color these things up real quick so I can get a better idea on that. So we were at $330 before. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 520. So we're plugging along, doing pretty well. We're gonna keep on going here. That was nice. And sorry to slow this thing down. 520. Music on. All right. Let's roll. Looking for a 10. Gotta focus. That was actually a good roll, and that's a 9. Thing bounced just past the table there. Alright. So I'm going to do the same thing with the 9. And instead of paying $35, I'm going to take the 35, and then I'm going to pump this thing back up to 50 so that it will be a little better W for me. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Keep the roll going. Alright. Got a new lens on my camera, so trying to get a little bit better lighting because it's pretty dark down here. Well, there's a 7. So that was a short throw. If I'm gonna psychoanalyze what I'm doing there, that thing landed about here. Needed to land here. So, and that's what happens. So what do we have? I think it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 score hits. 15, 16, 17 rolls. So I actually improved my score hit ratio as I went on. My throw got better, and you know, a little $500, $570 win-ish. Not too bad. The key is, if you're losing, you lose one time, don't give up on what got you there. I'm playing on casino money, so I'm a happy camper, but I also don't want to give it back, because once it goes from the casino into my account, it's my money. But if you find yourself in a loss, take a look at what happened and then adjust. You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and trying to get a different result. So be smart. Keep some variables the same, like your grip, your dice set, but work on what can help you. Make sure you're landing it right. Make sure you're betting properly. Make sure you're being disciplined, and that should put you in a positive position as far as winning money. Chi-Town Showtime. Having fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if you liked it. Any comments, I promise you I will respond. And if you'd like to subscribe, I've got, I think, 35 subscribers so far. So thank you for those folks for tuning in, and appreciate it. Hope you all have a great night.